What does it mean to belong? To move through the world freely, to be seen, heard, and included. Millions of persons with disabilities navigate a world that is not completely inclusive for them. Stairs without ramps, multimedia content without captions, voices without sign language, systems that overlook institutions that exclude. Accessibility means dignity. It means independence for a person with disability. Accessibility is not a favor, not a privilege. It's a right guaranteed by the Constitution of India. Embracing this spirit at its core, Samarth by Hyundai champions progress for humanity by imagining a world full of possibilities for all. As part of this initiative, witness the stories of those who are breaking barriers, building bridges, and reimagining a world which is accessible by nature and inclusive by design. In this episode, meet the visionaries transforming the education landscape to include persons with disabilities, teaching with technology, moving with intent, and leading by example.
Education is and should be a universal right. It's not just about the process that they're going to go through in terms of learning Braille. It's about what outcomes is it going to unlock. Every child has an aspiration of their own. All of the things that the child wants to learn, how can be made accessible, and how they all really start with developing the right literacy skills at the right age.
The literacy rate of Braille is really less. When you talk to a mainstream educator, they would maybe have 1 or 2 blind children maximum in the whole block, and they would not have had any training, no infrastructure or teaching aid. So there lies a challenge. Now you have to educate them that if a blind child comes into your classroom, they will just be listening.
जब मैं एनी यूज़ कर रही थी ना, तब मुझे सिर्फ एनी के साथ ही रहना है ऐसा लगता था. मुझे बहुत पसंद आता था एनी. मुझे
Annie is one of the first self-learning devices for children who are visually impaired and blind.
It helps children learn how to read, write, and type in Braille through self-study and gamified content.
The whole idea with Annie started with we have to teach basic alphabets because students don't even know how to read A, B, C in Braille.
One very important decision we took early on was to make the software such that it can be updated remotely, even during the testing stage. So with that capability, we were able to change things very quickly.
In Hyderabad is where we got blindfolded ourselves and learned Braille as a team. So that is where all of the problem points or the pain points of the Braille learning process really jumped out at us in terms of this is a process that should be made better using the right tech.
The way we designed Annie was that mainstream educators, like mainstream teachers, can also use it in an inclusive setup.
Traditionally, there is no other way other than hand holding, and you can afford that dedicated personal tutor who's a Braille specialist themselves. That's the only other alternative to the kind of continuous instruction that Annie gives.
So the entire content, we have around 1,000 plus hours of learning just in the English language, teaching both grade 1 and grade 2 in Unified English Braille, is built in a very gamified manner, and it is a linear learning path. What that means is when you turn on the device for the first time, you only get the first lesson. And once you finish the first lesson is when the second lesson unlocks, and so on. We had all our initial prototypes in only white color. Then we found out this very interesting piece of data that visually impaired children, even if they don't really understand color the same way their sighted peers do, they want to be associated with certain colors because they find it very cool, they find it inspiring. So we immediately started making Annie in different colors, right? We started giving schools the option to pick what color they wanted so that they find it easier to associate with the Annies and work with them.
So in January 2022, we had an opportunity to be on a TV show where we realized a best way to explain our device to anyone is through our user. And that's where I recollected, all the experience that I had with Prathamesh the first time I met him in school, Pune School and Home for the Blind Boys in Pune. And this was a very second school in which we were deploying Annie. 1, 3. Space bar.
Savia came, introduced him, and we started talking, and he told me about Annie Smart Class. I was really curious. I asked her that smart class for visually impaired children. So I asked him that if I can get anyway, I will be allowed to attend that training session, because that was to 5th onwards and I was in 3rd.
So he came to the computer lab, and then the teacher is like, no beta, bahut chote ho, like you're too small, you might not understand this. We'll teach the class 5, class 6 kids, wo aapko baad mein bata denge. He's like, no, ma'am, I'm very smart, ma'am, I will understand everything, you let me sit in the class.
I was really surprised I'm seeing the smart class for Annie first time, and I'm looking at everything, I'm completing the whole chapter, the way Annie is teaching and the lessons, the games it has.
And I said bye to all the students and I was about to leave. Then Prathamesh again came running to me and he was like, भैया आप ऐसे कैसे जा रहे हो? I mean, ऐसे कैसे, मतलब ट्रेनिंग हो गया, आपने समझा तो मुझे जाना है. लाइक नहीं, आप ऐसे कैसे जा सकते हो, आपने ट्रेनिंग किया, आपको मेरा टेस्ट लेना चाहिए कि मैंने सब सीखा या नहीं. Then I asked him, okay, tell me what did you learn about Annie? Then the way Prathamesh explained me about Annie, I've never been able to explain Annie to anyone else like that.
जब वो 14 मंथ्स का था तो हमें कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स उसके आईज में दिखा, आईज स्क्विंट होने लगी, तो हमें पता चला कि पेल डिस्क हुआ है और ब्रेन ट्यूमर है. इसकी वजह से उनका दोनों आंखों की विजन जो है वो बिल्कुल वो खत्म हो गया.
I was in homeschooling and I was learning. Then I went to the blind school when I was 8 till 8 years. And after that, normal schools were not ready to give me admission.
तो हमने कभी सोचा नहीं था कि नॉर्मल स्कूलिंग मना कर देंगे, कि हमारे पास उस तरह की कोई सुविधा नहीं है. तो हम लोग के लिए डिवास्टिंग हुआ. मैं तो बिल्कुल, मेरे लिए वो सिचुएशन था कि अरे अगर विजन नहीं है तो क्या स्कूल में एजुकेशन नहीं होगा.
My parents, they support me a lot because after I lost my sight, but still they didn't lose hope.
प्रथमेश जो है वो जैसे से बड़े हुए हमने उनके अंदर क्वालिटीज देखी कि वो बहुत ही क्यूरियस बच्चा है. जो हम समझाते थे बहुत एक बार में समझ जाते थे.
I am always prepared for any opportunity because opportunity knocks doors one or twice but not thrice.
Prathamesh is a brand ambassador. We never talked about it, we never said this, we just went, hey, he's a brand ambassador, and then that just stuck on.
Now it is like Annie and me have become the synonyms of each other. Annie teaches us in a fun manner. It has many games, lessons, poems. You can learn in a fun way while enjoying, and you will be surprised that you learned a lot, but you didn't feel like.
You scored 7. Congratulations. This is your new high score.
We are visually impaired and much of barriers are there, and daily living skill, education, going outside, so many barriers are also there.
Braille is the most important part of our life. Our blind's life is Braille is so important.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೆಯೋಕ್ಕೆ ನಾ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಬರೆಯೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ.
Games, words, letters, stories, very impressed for students. Interesting also.
Annie को यूज़ करने से बहुत अच्छा माइंड फ्रेश हो जाता था. We can learn Braille from Annie. 3 languages, Kannada, English and Hindi.
problem of specially able people is that normal people, they get opportunity and they have to prove themselves. We have to prove ourselves and then we get opportunity.
एनी है या जो स्मार्ट क्लास इन बच्चों की, तो उसे अपने आप में एक जो मोराल होता है उनका बूस्टअप होता है कि हमारे पास भी कुछ है ऑनलाइन पढ़ने के लिए.
We are not less than anyone, so it increases our confidence. Using such kind of technology helps us a lot.
ಬ್ರೇಲ್ ಕಲಿಯೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಮತ್ತು ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನನಗೆ ಆನಿಯಿಂದ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಆಗೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
By and large, we all see blindness and visual impairment as from the angle of pity or helplessness. That is the narrative, that is the perception that we wanted to change.
The Annie and the Annie ecosystem has to grow. It has to focus all the way from K to 12, higher education and all the way to employability. So now we are currently available in 260 plus connected learning centers across the country, both in blind school and mainstream.
Enrollment rates go up in schools with Annie Smart classes because that's the word that is spread in the villages around them. The right technology can make a world of difference.
Our vision is to also create AI first assistive tech so that we also are ensuring that no child with a disability is left behind.
Disability should not be a barrier in fulfilling our dreams. We are fortunate to live in an era where everything is available. With the facilities you have, achieve your dream. Don't let disability be your barrier. मैंने जब से एनी यूज़ करना शुरू किया है, तब से मैं समर्थ बन गया हूँ.
The difficulties what I faced in school was when I was copying from the board, I copy letter by letter. All my life, everyone treated me differently.
Someone said that it might be due to dyslexia.
And we started teaching in schools, but they are different learners. So DLearners. The difficulties what I faced in school was when I was copying from the board, I copy letter by letter. Rest of them copy word by word, sentences, phrases, and so on. I was able to copy only letter by letter, which is like an art. All my life, everyone treated me differently.
I was disappointed because he was not like the other children. But as years pass, I regret I did not have patience about my son's growth. And to my surprise, he finished his high school, he went to college.
For no mistake of his, he had to go through a lot in school. People don't understand. People thought he couldn't study, but he was very smart.
So I actually technically changed a lot of schools. It's close to 6 schools have changed.
Blankly they said, you please try with some other school where the standard will be according to his caliber. Why they said like this? Our child is very brilliant, smart.
I was only understanding that I am not at all like other kids. So the final school actually understood that my capability or the ability of reading, writing was not there. But my capability of understanding concepts and all were very high.
And someone said that it might be due to dyslexia.
And my mother always believed that is my son will have a brighter day.
எனக்கு சின்ன வயசுலேருந்தே கொஞ்சம் படிப்பில் கொஞ்சம் பின்தங்கி இருந்தான். எப்படியாவது அவனை முன்னு கொண்டு வரணும், 4 பேருக்கு முன்னாடி வந்து தலை நிமிர்ந்து இருக்கணும், அந்த எண்ணங்கள் என் மனசில் உள் மனசில் எப்போவுமே இருக்கும்.
Then I later part of my academic life in college and all, I always wanted to have a scribe to write my exams. Convincing people that I am going to only say for exam, like I'm going to tell out my answers, someone is going to write. That was something which was not at all acceptable. Academics was not my piece of cake to actually digest. So my father was wondering, okay, why can't we put him in sports? Because I was a good state level runner and so on. I can excel here. So that actually built a confidence in me.
he should come into my trade lane. That is, I am in the freight forwarding and the logistics. So I got him an opportunity to put him in the headquarters at Hong Kong.
It was all fascinating and everything, but I never felt myself there.
He didn't want to stay there long. But you know, something in my mind always tells that I must be a guide for the children who are having disability on this reading and writing.
I am different, that I could understand. But how to make the whole world understand I am different? And we started teaching in schools, saying that how to celebrate difference.
At a very young age, he had a clear vision. I want to do something in this field. I suffered. I don't want anybody else to suffer. I want it to be easy for the coming generations.
The Blink Foundation name is coming for Be the Link. That is Blink. Linking the thinkers versus the people who question. So the seekers. People who know versus people who do not know.
We didn't have much. We just had the intention. We just had a purpose. It was just pure determination at that stage where resources were low. We had only 3 or 4 staff.
So we started going to government schools, we started going to private schools. In every class, there were 10% of children very, very quiet. So we established about 11 to 12 labs.
Tell the numbers and then jump. Start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shall we play a small game with the sounds? Yes, ma'am. Where is the picture? Dig. Dig. Very good.
Children who had learning difficulties would come in and we'd connect them with special educators. They would, we'd hold classes for them.
I think so 2020 March, COVID hit. All our 11 to 12 labs got shut. It became 0.
It was bad because for a moment it felt like, what are we doing next? Should we close? Should we shut shop?
The pandemic schools are closed, but the learning is not going to change, and because the person who is differently learning, and he's not going to change because of pandemic. So that's why he came up very smartly about pivoting that. Can we utilize technology? So children are coming to school, we'll go to their home.
Nobody other than Arun and I believed that this could be done online.
Through games, we started teaching them. So all these remedial games we started building slowly, and we tested with their parents. They are all learners, but they are different learners. So DLearners.
We've moved from merely raising awareness to identifying children on time and providing them with the intervention that they require through the platform.
There's a lack of understanding and awareness, which we try to solve through our outreach programs, through awareness for teachers and so on. And what we did is we made this process very simple.
Tech has given us the ability to scale. Simply put, it has given us the ability to teach a child sitting in a tribal village in Chhattisgarh, sitting in Chennai.
These kids are split over everywhere, and government schools are more prevalent than private schools.
So it's all game-based. They just have to play games.
Instead of just going with the blackboard, they have to copy it. These kids are more active with other activities like visual activities, jumping and learning, and playing the games. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You have your own thing. You have your own thing. Be the kid. Be the kid. You can get along. You can get along.
These children are asked to usually look at a book and read. And reading a book is not something that's exciting for a child, whereas playing a game is very exciting.
Very good. We have only 4 groups, 4 children in each group, so they'll get that special attention. That itself builds a confidence in them.
Before I was in DLearners, It was difficult to read the words and to spell the words. My pronunciation was bad. The other children were much faster than me, much confident in saying the answers. Best part in DLearners is they gave me more attention, and now I feel more confident than before because now I can learn, read, write, understand things easily.
Today we are in 62 schools. We've in 6 states across India: Chhattisgarh, Goa, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Telangana, Pondicherry, Kerala. We've reached about 4,500 plus students.
We are envisioning an AI assistive technology to be a AI pal for the child. The child will actually travel with the platform, and the platform will start understanding the child's learning pattern and create remedial content and pushing it to the child. This platform is very handy. Why? Because you just download an app called DLearners Parent, and once that DLearner, you answer questions, the same app is given to the child to do a screening. That screening follows to be giving an exemption assessment for the child, and fixing a PLP, personalized learning plan, fixing a special educator to the child. Then the online class starts. It's so convenient and so easy.
First, parents should accept it. They should encourage their children. They should, find positive ways to help them out and make them better.
When all the world, as a parent, rest of the world, siblings, family members, everyone will question your child's capability, you should be the sole advocate for your child to be just positive. You are a different learner. Every child can learn. You can also learn, and we will make sure that you do.
India ko samarth karne ke liye, I think what we need to understand is that everybody has strengths.
In every 21 disabilities, everyone are included, and making whole India as so included that no one is left behind is that time, or that era is truly making India Samarth.
These change makers are enabling children with learning disabilities to engage with the world more confidently through inclusive education, assistive technology, and greater awareness. Their vision aligns with Samarth by Hyundai, which is not just an initiative but a nationwide movement committed to fostering inclusion, breaking down physical and social barriers, and creating a world where everyone, regardless of ability, can thrive with dignity and independence.